like, your collision gets really messed up because it doesn't use the normal physics calculations that you would usually have, which we're going to use right here. We're going to get put into that save glitch state again by being near this portal while the map transitions. And then once we shoot the other portal, we'll fall straight out of this building and down onto the ground over here. So that we can now just make our way over to the end of this map. Now, just gotta make one final jump. There we go. Here we are. So for this next map, there's usually a long cutscene that you have to wait through before you can enter this room, but we are going to once again save glitch ourselves so that we can just hop straight through this wall and then grab the suit. And now that we have the suit, we can sprint. And what sprinting will let us do is it'll let us get a lot of speed really quickly. So we can use that speed to just hop our way over here and then shoot a portal straight to the end of the map and fall in. So this is going to be a common theme throughout these sets of maps in the train station, is we're basically just going to be able to use portals to get to places where we aren't supposed to be really quickly and just get straight to the end of each level. So here I'm going to set up a portal shot that will put me right at the end of the map. Right here. Now I just need to place one more portal so I can jump onto this train, and then we can go hit the loading zone to load the next map. So now from here, we're going to go set up another save glitch. We're going to go out of bounds basically immediately. Shoot a portal on this outside wall. And now we'll be able to shoot a portal into these tunnels. And from these tunnels, we can basically just do a couple portal peeks and then get right to the end of the level. Just like that. So yeah, as I said, for all of these train station maps, we're pretty much doing the same thing, which is just peeking in and out of portals and save glitching a little bit. Now we've moved on to the canals maps. The first thing we're going to do in this canals map is we're going to place a portal out of bounds on this wall, and then down onto that area over there. And once our portal is over there, we can actually just place a portal on the wall right next to the loading zone, do another save glitch so that we can get our body back in bounds and place it where the next map load is, and then using that, we can get load glitched again. And then once again, abuse save glitch to get out of bounds. Just shoot a couple more portals. And hop back into the map and portal to the loading zone. So after a certain point in these canals maps, we're going to get to the point where I get to finally talk about the movement, which is what I'm doing here. For a while I was just focusing on just talking about the portals since there's a lot of glitches and tricks associated with them, but we're done with those kind of for now. We're going to do a couple more portal peeks as well, but now I'm going to be abusing glitches called ABH and AFH, and basically in order to prevent bunny hopping in this game, Valve smartly decided to make it so that whenever you jump, force is put against you to set you back to the speed that they want you to be moving at, what they think the cap should be. And just by turning around or holding S whenever you hit the ground, you can actually just reverse the speed that they would normally be put against you, and instead have it be given to you. So you can get tons of speed really quickly. So now right here, we're just going to once again do a couple more portal peeks. Get ourselves to the end of this map. Now for these maps, once again, placing portals, and what the hell? That is not where that portal usually lands, that's fine. We're just gonna hop into these portals so that we can shoot a portal past that gate over there. Normally that gate would close if you tried to pass it, but since we're just portaling past it, it doesn't have an opportunity to close on us. So we can just skip this entire level just by shooting a couple portals. and then AFHing to the end. Oh, I got stuck on something. There we go. So now, in the very beginning of this game, you might notice that I beat the first map pretty quickly, and so what that means is that I actually skipped over a damage trigger in this game. Normally there's a cutscene where guards will come and beat the hell out of you. But since we never actually went into that cutscene, we actually have not hit the trigger where the game knows to start actually dealing damage to us. So we are going to be invincible for this entire run, which you can see by the helicopter not being able to kill us or damage us in any way. So yeah. We basically have legal god mode for this entire run because of that. So now once again, just gonna ABH a little bit. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. There we go. You're gonna be able to see the whole invincibility thing again here, as there's another helicopter that's gonna be shooting at us. But we can just completely ignore it since we don't take damage anyways. And then from here, we're just gonna peek in and out of the portals here. We can just get to the end of these maps. A lot of the, like, sections and chapters will have similar themes for how we end up beating them with the portal gun. The theme for canals is basically just... it's a lot of, like, AFHing and ABHing everywhere. But along with some portal peaks to get past some of the, any of the sections, basically, where there's a portable wall. We're almost at the end of canals, though. Just got a couple more maps to go. I'm going to set up another portal shot so that I can jump down into the cutscene here. But instead of actually waiting for this whole cutscene that plays where you have the airboat and stuff, we're going to just portal past it so that we don't have to pay attention to any of it. And pop out over here. And so now you might notice that, like, I'm shooting a lot of portals onto just random surfaces. Basically, every single surface in this game is portalable unless it's programmed to be unportalable. But there are actually, like, if there is a surface that is curved, then portals will actually not land on it. Like, it'll make it look like it'll land on the surface, and initially the portal will place on the surface, but then it'll immediately fizzle. Because the game doesn't want you placing portals on curved surfaces. That was way too far. That is not where I wanted to be. I'm just gonna AFH back this way. Shoot a portal on that wall over there. Oh shit. So we're just gonna peek in and out of these portals a couple times just to get myself to the end of the level. Anytime I fall out of these portals, by the way, there's a funny thing about this game, which is that it wasn't exactly intended for you to have portals in it. So, if you have a portal near ground that looks like this, it's called, I believe it's called displacements. But if you have a portal near these displacements, you'll actually just fall straight through the ground. So you have to avoid that as best as you can. Which is why I had to reload saves a couple times there as I was falling out of the portal. Right, so we're almost to the Eli maps, which are basically just long cutscenes that we can skip, kind of. We can at least skip some of the dialogue in the cutscenes. Unfortunately, not the entire cutscene, though. My map, or my screen looks really weird. There we go. Hey, can I shoot that portal? Apparently not. So we're just gonna portal to the end of this map here. The little surface over here that is easily portalable. And now ABH to the end. Well, ideally I'd ABH to the end, but I didn't get any speed. So now we're moving on to the cutscenes, which is easily the most exciting part of the run. First thing we gotta do is actually get to the cutscenes though, so we're gonna jump in this portal, move this barrel out of the way, and hop in. So now we're gonna immediately start trying to do a cutscene skip. So we're gonna do a portal bump to get a portal on the other side of that wall, and then set up another save glitch. And now we're going to just place a portal on this outside wall and get down to the area where Eli is over here. So now we're gonna save and load a few times to clip ourselves back into the map. And we're going to do another save glitch. And the reason why we're doing this save glitch is because in order to get Eli's voice lines to activate, we actually need to go into this room and back out of it. And that will make Eli's voice lines activate, and then we can go back over here where Dr. Mossman is. And now what we've done is we actually have a portal just in between these two cutscenes, which is extremely important because in order to actually skip through these cutscenes, you have to trigger certain voice lines and dialogues at certain times. And if you don't, then the game will soft lock. So as soon as Dr. Mossman walks out here and then starts talking again, we're going to duck back through this portal so that we can spawn Alex. And Alex will come in through this door and start her voice line with Dr. Eli.
Gordon, the Vortigaunt said you were here.
And then at a certain point in Alex's cutscene, she's going to walk over this ladder, and once she touches the ladder, we have to go back in this portal and then wait to trigger Mossman's next cutscene. It's a pretty easy to mess up and pretty complex cutscene skip, but it skips about half of the cutscene, which is quite a bit. So I'm going to attempt to just teleport her over there to the ladder. Now I'm going to place a portal in this room, and now I'm just going to wait for Mossman to walk over here. And once Mossman stops talking, we gotta pop through this portal and get her to start moving towards the elevator. Like that.
Reliable local teleport technology. Something the Combine still hasn't mastered. Eli thinks their portals are string-based.
Now there's just one small part left to this cutscene skip.
But they failed to factor in the dark energy equations.
Mossman's going to get the elevator to come up here, and we're going to walk in the elevator and then back out of it so that she starts a voice line. And we need her to finish this voice line before we actually get back into the elevator so we can avoid the game soft locking.
I'm just so excited to think that we'll finally have.
So once she pushes the button, we'll go in. And then if Mossman looks depressed, which she is now, we've done the cutscene skip correctly. So now as soon as we get down here, instead of going through all the dialogue that she normally does with Eli, she'll actually just walk straight over to Alex, which is at the end of this cutscene, basically. Which is pretty handy, because it means that we skipped about 2 minutes of this, like, 5-minute cutscene. So now once these two are finished talking, we're going to be able to move on to the next area.
I have the repairs well in hand. Someone misjudged the capacity of the Combine thyristor.
Are you blaming me?
No.
Also, another cool side effect is that Eli turns into Mega Man.
You should let me do the calculations next time, as well as installing it.
Alex, really? Sometimes I think you deliberately misunderstand me.
Alex, why don't you?
So I'm gonna stand over here so that while Alex is walking over to me, she'll walk closer to the door, because in order to get to the next area, she has to interact with that panel first. So I want her to be as close to the panel as possible. Also, I should mention, another glitch I'm doing here is I'm just hitting NPCs over the head with props, and if you do it correctly, then they'll actually teleport, because the game thinks they're stuck. And so it teleports them forward, further on their route, in order to get them around whatever they're stuck on. So you can abuse that just a little bit to speed up these cutscenes that we can't otherwise skip. Let's try doing it again.
That's the old passage to Ray.
Nah, it's not working. We're almost at the end of this cutscene, though. Alright. So now I'm going to place a portal on the ground right here, and this is an important portal for, like, the next map, because otherwise, if we didn't place that portal, whenever we get the gravity gun here, we have to wait through this entire long cutscene where Alex tries to teach us how to use the gravity gun. But instead, we're just going to grab the gravity gun as soon as we can and immediately go back into our portal to continue to the next map.
Here we are, the scrapyard. This is a gravity gun my father was talking about. You can call it the zero-point energy field manipulator if you really want to. It's designed for handling hazardous
Now,
materials.
Alex is going to hand us the gravity gun and we'll move on to Ravenholm.
Give it a try. Primary trigger emits a charge.
Now we're going to shoot a couple portals. Ideally, we should shoot a couple portals. And we're going to shoot a portal at the top of this ladder, jump down, and now we're doing the Ravenholm maps. So for pretty much all of these maps, it's going to involve a lot of portal peeks. We're going to peek in and out of portals just to get through these tiny sections of houses as quickly as we can. At the very start of this map, we're going to do another portal bump, which will get a portal into this little house over here that's a little further along in the map. Okay, then we can walk across over this way. Gonna do another couple portal peeks. Get right to the end of that map. So for this map, this is our first, like, somewhat long shot. We're gonna shoot a portal a pretty long distance across the way over here. And this area over here that we shot to just so happens to be the end of this map. We're already done. So this next map, it's actually pretty easy to get yourself stuck here. And obviously we don't want to be stuck since this is a speed run, so we're just going to walk around this medkit that is very prone to us getting stuck on, just to avoid that. Now we're going to do another save glitch so that we can get ourselves out of bounds, and so I can shoot a portal onto... Oh, that's not where I want to be. This is more like where I want to be. So that I can get a portal onto this wall out of bounds. And then by save loading in the portal, I'll be able to warp myself down a little bit so I don't have to save load as many times in order to get back into the map. Now for this map, we're basically just going to be doing a couple portal peeks to get all the way along this train rail thing. Gonna shoot a portal onto this wall, and then we're gonna go onto this roof. And the reason why we want to go onto this roof is because then we can just hop over here in this area that you usually can't get to, and by falling into this portal, we'll hit the trigger to load the next map, and actually be up here, which is an area that's slightly faster for us to start in the next map. It's not usually where you start, but it is faster for us to start there. So now for these coast maps here, for a lot of these first few, it's going to involve a lot more long shots. So basically I'm going to line myself up here and I'm going to attempt to shoot a portal all the way across the map, right to the end, so I can just hop into the loading zone. If I miss these shots, I can lose quite a bit of time since it takes so long for these shots to land, but we got this one just fine. So now on this map, I'm going to attempt to AFH into this wall over here so that I can launch myself up. Unfortunately, I didn't, so I'm going to do a backup strat. I'm going to walk over this way, and then I'm going to AFH up these rocks instead. Let's try that again. Yeah, I'm going pretty slow. Alright, we're going to AFH up these rocks, ideally. Hello? There we go. So that we can launch ourselves up and shoot a portal right to the end. And then we'll just hop in a portal right here. I think we'll hop in a portal right here. Did that first shot not land? I don't think it landed. Alright, in that case I'll load another save real quick. Oh, there we go. This is actually really good. We got a really weird launch that just sent us straight to the end. Which is just as good as portaling, basically. So now we're going to set up another long shot here. This one's a lot more lenient than the first one we did. So I'm not going to spend as long trying to line this up, because we have a very big surface that we can hit without the portal fizzling for this one. Now this is another pretty precise one, so I'm going to take my time lining this shot up. And aim just a little bit to the left. And that should work. This portal should land in the right spot. And there we go. So we can hop in and then just AFH in this tunnel to the end. I'm gonna shoot another portal to the end of this tunnel so that we don't have to AFH all the way through it and around all the cars and stuff that are piled up in there. And now we're going to be AFHing for a little bit just so that we can try and get to the next shot, or the next spot that we're going to be doing a long shot in, which is right here. We're going to line ourselves up on this corner and aim at this little tree branch over here. And if we aim in the right spot, then the portal will land right here. This is where we wanted it. And then we'll be able to just shoot a portal straight into this tunnel and hop in and AFH to the end. So we're pretty much done with all of the long shots for now. Right after that we land a portal on this lighthouse. Maybe I should actually shoot it. That seems like a good idea. There we go. Now we're just going to get down to this area over here. And I don't know what happened there. I keep getting stuck, which is not exactly ideal. There we go. Yeah, we're pretty much done with all of the long shots in this run. So now instead we're going to jump through this portal and get on top of this mountain over here. If I can actually jump through the portal. There we go. I'm gonna shoot a portal on top of that shed. And then from this shed, there's a tree over there that has an invisible wall near it that we can jump through. Did I actually shoot it? Let's try that again. There we go. And now we're going to walk on this little seam here so we can get ourselves to the on top of this area over here so that we can set up another portal shot to get ourselves to the end of the map. I'm gonna shoot a portal on that wall, then hop through. Let's actually hop through and AFH to the end. And now we're going on to, right after this map, we're going on to the prison maps, which once again are going to be pretty quick. This is going to be one of the more portal-heavy maps as opposed to, you know, the kind of like AFH and AVH maps that Canals and Coast are. So we got one last long shot. And once this one lands, if we shoot it correctly, we'll get right to the next map. There we go. At the very start of this map, we're going to shoot a portal up to this little watchtower that's up there so that we can shoot a portal over to this building right here. And then we can do a portal bump to get our portal inside of the building. And then we can just go right over here, and we're at the next map. We're gonna hit a trigger here to cause that section of the wall to cave in, and then the map will load. Where am I? There I am. Oh god, get out of the portal. So volume warning, by the way, a lot of these prison maps are kinda loud. I have no idea how loud they are on stream, but they're loud as hell for me. Let's shoot a portal over there. Peek in and out of this portal. Then hop to the end. Now for this map, actually I was thinking of a different map. Never mind, we're just doing the same thing, peeking in and out of portals. But this next map is very prone to crashing, so I gotta be very careful with how I place my portals, because if I place my portals in a weird way that the game doesn't like, it'll just crash on me. We don't want that to happen. but we're fine now. So I'm going to set up another save glitch, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm getting a portal on this outside wall that I can shoot it at the ceiling, and then over here to the end of this map. So now I'm going to portal bump into the map, so I can hit the loading zone, and now I'm going to fall back outside of it. And now, I need to remember which portal I need to shoot here. It's that one. I'm going to set up some portals so I can get another portal out of bounds. Well, I think I placed the wrong portals there, so I'm going to try that again. No? Is that the one I needed? There we go. That's what I wanted. And now, we're going to do another PQR to get ourselves back in bounds as we hit this map trigger. This is close enough. There we go. Now we can set up another save glitch. We're going to shoot a portal into this back room over here, because this happens to be the closest wall that we can use to actually get out of bounds. So we're going to shoot a portal, get it out of bounds, and then peek it over next to these stairs so that we can shoot our next portal into this room. And now we're coming up on another cutscene, and we're going to do our best to skip this cutscene, but we can actually only really skip half of it, unfortunately. So I'm going to do another save glitch to get a portal past this door into this room. I'm going to immediately start working on the cutscene skip. So I'm going to set up a save glitch here, so that I can go and grab these turrets. So the trigger for this next part of the cutscene to start happens to be placing these turrets. So by just picking them up and putting them back down, I will get the next cutscene to start playing, and guards are going to bust in this door. But there's some finicky stuff that we got to do here. So it just so happens that there's a billion places that you can soft lock in this cutscene as well, and one of them happens to be if Mossman presses the buttons on this control panel too early. So we're gonna just put a little wooden panel thing, a little piece of the door, over her panel so that she can't actually interact with it, and she'll just sit there. And then we're just gonna have this guard sit here and shoot at us, because unless you wipe out this entire squad of guards, the next squad will not actually start. So just by having this one here, we don't have anything to worry about. This guy is just going to keep trying his best to kill us. He really is trying his best, guys.
I see they set you free.
He's the new recruit, though, so not the best at his job. So now we have to wait for a certain point in this cutscene, and then we can move that panel and have Mossman interact with it. But we've got quite a bit to wait. So we're just gonna sit here for a little bit while she stares at the panel, wondering why she can't interact with it. So now what I'm gonna do here is there's actually a lineup for me to be able to tell when I need to fix the panel and move it out of the way. It's whenever that top crossbar of this thing reaches the top right there. And once it hits that, we can go ahead and move the panel out of the way. Mossman will go over and interact with the panel. And we'll have skipped half of the cutscene here. And I forgot to mention, by the way, but the reason why I only want one guard to be here and only worrying about him is because if any of these guards shoot at and kill Eli, then that also soft locks the game because Mossman will just panic. And whenever I say Mossman panics, she actually will just run around wildly around the room. Now we're coming up at the end of this cutscene. Eli's gonna pull a magic trick where he makes himself sink through the floor.
What's going on, Alex?
Bye, Eli. Alright, now once this thing has reached the bottom, we're just gonna walk into it, and then we'll wait out the rest of the cutscene. Eventually. There we go. And so now once we get teleported here, we'll be at the start of the City 17 maps, which, similar to the Ravenholm maps, are going to be a lot of portal peeking in and out of portals, a lot of really fast movement. pretty fun stuff all around. But right at the very start of City 17, we're actually going to skip another cutscene. This one, however, we're skipping the entire cutscene as opposed to only part of it. I'm going to, ideally, I'm going to place a portal on the other side of this wall. There we go. I'm going to do a couple portal bumps to get out of this cutscene and then just get right into the next map. So now, we're going to place a portal up on top of that yellow building. Then down over here, next to this door. And then just hop right into the next map. Now these maps, like I said, are very portal heavy. We're gonna just be doing a ton of portal peeking in here because there's just a lot of really flat portable surfaces, and there's also just a lot of angles that we need to go around. So hopping around with the ABH isn't actually the fastest way for us to do it. So, ooh, not good. That map was a little slow, but that's fine. I borked some of the movement. So now, instead of doing this entire thing where you're supposed to like fight all the guards that are here or something, I don't even remember at this point. We're just gonna place a portal on the other side of this wall, and then hop through. There we go. We're gonna hop down this stairwell, and now we're gonna place a portal on this wall so that we can use this for later. And so in this next map, we're going to use that portal to set up a save glitch. So I'm going to actually peek this portal over here to where the portals were, or the turrets were, I should say, so that we can do a save glitch, and then portal ourselves over to this staircase over here, and then get ourselves back into the map next to this staircase. And that's at the end of the map. So here we've got another save glitch. Instead of navigating all these buildings, we are once again going to... Okay, that's not what I wanted. Wrong portal. Going to place a portal right here, and then get ourselves back outside of the building so that we can peek a portal right down to the end of the map. Oh, that one landed on the floor. There we go. Oh, that's not good. So like I said it before, it hasn't come up in a while, but I can just fall through the ground if I'm near these portals, so I gotta avoid the surfaces of them a little bit. Like there, I got stuck for a little bit. Ah, hold on, I might be able to get out of this? Nah, I can't. Let's go ahead and reload. So I'm gonna portal peek past this door. And just shoot a couple more portals and hit the next map trigger. Oh wait, I don't need to shoot a portal there. What am I doing? So here we're gonna do another just couple portal peeks, which will get us past all of the boring cutscenes and gameplay that exists in this game. And get us right into the next map. So we're gonna portal past these guards here instead of actually caring that they exist. And then portal up all these stairs and over here to this window, which hasn't loaded in for some reason, but don't worry about it. And we can portal ourselves into this building and get started on the next map. So here, I'm going to place a portal in such a way that it actually ends up in the room that's, or on the floor of the room in the next room over, so that I can enter this portal from the side. Here, let me replace that. I don't think I placed it correctly. That should be more correct, so I can enter this portal from the side. It's not working. Hello, there we go. And it'll pop us straight out. So here we just shoot a single portal, and that happens to be in the building where the next map is. So that one goes by pretty quick. Now, there's a little surface over here that we can shoot onto, and then once again, hop straight to the end of this map. So now, right here, we're going to pick up this box, and this box is going to be our best friend for the next section of the run. We're going to carry this box with us all the way to the next chapter. So I'm going to just set our little box friend in this corner over here while we hop outside the map and set up a portal. I'm going to place a portal on this wall, then we can do a save glitch to get it right above where we need to be. So we're gonna just shoot a couple portals to get us into the right place. We're gonna carry our little box down to the next map and hop back into it. So for this entire map here, we're just going to be carrying this box with us. And the reason why we need this box is actually going to be involved in a pretty big cutscene skit. We just gotta navigate this place carefully, make sure we don't destroy our box by accident. And here we are. So now I'm gonna do a couple portal peeks so that I can get myself right to where the next map load is here. And normally we would be hopping straight into one of the pod rides in Citadel. But instead, we're going to use this box. I need to reload that actually. We're going to use this box and hold it where we would spawn so that we can shove ourselves out of the pod. And instead of riding in the pod, we're just going to hop along the bottom of where this cutscene would normally take place. So we can speed this up quite a bit. So since we don't have to just wait around in the pod, and we can just AFH to the end instead. So once we're done navigating this like maze-like thing, we're gonna come over here where these train tracks are above us and shoot a portal up there on top of it. Whoa, where am I? Okay, this is where I actually need to be. I'm gonna shoot a portal down into this room and hop into where the next cutscene is. And so normally this cutscene here in the next map would take away all your weapons and stuff, but what we're going to do is we're going to shoot a portal on the ground outside of it and a portal below us, and then by crouching rapidly, it will actually lower us into the portal, which is very helpful, since we don't want to have our portal gun and gravity gun and stuff taken away. So now we're going to place a portal in this corner here so that we can set up an additional save glitch. Whoops, wrong portal. And now we're going to place a portal on this section of the level over here, and then on to this wall. Oh, whoops. And then we're going to do the same thing we did before, which is use this portal to warp us downwards back into the map. Whoa. What the heck? Hold up. I didn't have collision there for some reason, and I'm honestly not sure why, but I guess I'll take it. Whatever. Ended up working out. So we're going to do another save glitch here and shoot a portal to the end of this map. And we're going to set up another down warp here. I'm going to place a portal on this wall. That's not where I wanted it. There we go. Wedge ourselves in this portal and warp us down into the map. And we're going to shoot a portal right over there in that section of the level that we can set up another save glitch. And this one will get us to the last cutscene in the game. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to skip this cutscene right now, so we're going to have to actually wait through the final cutscene in the game. Hold up. Gotta shoot a couple portals to adjust where I'm sitting here, so I can portal at the very top of this thing. And I'm gonna do another down warp to get myself into the map. And then we'll hit the trigger to load the next cutscene. So now this cutscene is gonna last a while. So we're gonna have to sit here for a hot minute while this cutscene plays out. Is this run inbounds? This run is definitely not inbounds. It's anything but inbounds.
Don't struggle. It's no use. Until you're where he wants
So yeah,
you, there's nothing.
we actually do have a theory route to skip this cutscene, and we would skip it in the same way that we skipped the first pod ride cutscene that we skipped. So we would use a box to shove us out. I actually routed out a way to get a box to the end of this level, so that in theory we could position that box in a way to push us out of the pod ride. But I spent like 30 minutes experimenting with different positions, like holding the box in different places to try and knock myself out of the pod, but I just couldn't find a way to do it.
It's also beyond words, Breen. Genocide. Indescribable evil. Good God.
So unfortunately, we get to sit here and watch this fantastic anime cutscene.
You have my gratitude, Doctor.
While I sit here on Twitter and wait it out.
Step of my oldest friend, and then you deliver yourself. If I'd known you weren't going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered hunting you in the first place. Having both of you in my keeping ensures I can dictate the terms of any bargain I care to make with a Combine.
Dr. Breen.
Huh.
Wallace.
Yes, Judith, what is it?
The bargain we should be making is for Eli's life so he can continue his research.
Thanks to you, we have everything we need in that regard. You're more than qualified to finish his research yourself. What neither you nor I can do is convince that rabble in the streets to give up their senseless struggle. Yet Eli refuses to speak the words that would save them all.
Save them? For what?
So how are you guys doing today?
If you won't do the right thing...
How's everyone this fine afternoon?
Maybe you'll do it for one of them.
Alex, honey,
Dad. Gordon?
God damn you, Breen, you let her go.
That's all up to you, my old friend. Will you let your stubborn short...
Well, I should mention Half-Life 2 spoilers, by the way. If you haven't played Half-Life 2, this is a little bit of a spoiler.
That your mother never had.
How dare you even mention her?
Alex, my dear, you have your mother's eyes, but your father's stubborn nature.
You haven't seen a bit of it yet.
Really? Well, let's see how well it serves you on the far side of a Combine portal.
Go ahead, Breen. If that's the worst you can do...
How does the third Half-Life 2 end? Gordon Freeman dies.
Worst.
It's pretty tragic.
You might find that hard to believe once you...
And the Combine wins.
It isn't necessary.
I agree. It's a total waste. Fortunately, the Resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader.
So we're almost at the end of this cutscene. We just gotta wait for Mossman to grow a pair and tase the control machine thingy over here.
Freeman, did you realize your contract was open to the highest bidder?
Gordon would never make any kind of deal
So,
with you.
at the start, or once we get control of our character, we're gonna immediately start trying to portal out of bounds, and this next section, we actually have to do it really quickly, and if we don't do it fast enough, we actually soft lock the entire game again.
Judith?
And it'll make it so that the final boss is actually impossible to kill. It's not that Mossman's grown a pair. Our little friend Dr. Breen over here, he's gonna grab the physics gun, he's gonna blast us or something, and then we'll be able to
Turn on you.
control our character again.
Dr. Mossman, please.
I'm sorry, Wallace. You're all out of time. Don't...
Hurry!
Eventually. There we go.
You fool.
Watch out, he's gonna...
No! Alright. So we're gonna wake up, get ourselves the portal gun. We're gonna place a couple portals on the ceiling and on the floor.
Dad!
And we're going to peek out of bounds, shoot a portal up there,
There's no time, Alex. He's on his way to the port.
and now just portal ourselves over this this part of the building over here. Now we're going to use this portal to downwarp ourselves into the map. We're gonna portal over this wall and back in so that we can grab the gravity gun. And now we're going to get to where the final boss actually is. Let's go ahead and get ourselves lower to the ground. Gonna down warp ourselves again back into the map. And peek a couple portals so that we can hit this trigger to start the next boss, or to start the boss fight. And so now we're going to portal up here to where these little energy balls are. And we're just gonna shoot all of these at the core and kind of just pray that they hit. This is a lot of RNG, basically, because these little energy balls are super finicky. This could end up going really quick or really slow. And also the energy balls are getting stuck a little bit. We're almost done, though. I think we only need one more hit. Not maybe two. We're almost done. There we go. We are done. And once there's... the game is... or the something's gonna explode one more time. And then that will be time. Time.
Dr. Freeman.
And that's Half-Life 2 done Portal.
You really shouldn't be out there.
So now, Dr. Breen's trying to tell us that we shouldn't be out here. I'm just gonna go ahead and crash the game by leaving this area where the cutscene normally plays, and there we go. HL2.exe has stopped responding.